across America would, even if it wasn't, Michigan is a known name, a known quantity. They won the national championship the year that they're accused of cheating. So, for those that may not know, this from ncaa.org, if you want to go directly to the horse's mouth, the penalty phase of this is 4 years of probation. The financial penalties is $50,000 fine plus 10% of the budget for the football program, which I would love to know what 10% of the football, but I would like to believe it's more than 50, potentially. A fine, I love this. You know what? Rather than me,
Henning had dealt with injuries. Health is going to be a big factor.
I need more. Yes,
some health issues.
Northwestern preview,
some
please.
Young wide receivers they're counting on this year, so they will keep their fingers crossed to see whether or not those guys can
that is a good way to put Northwestern football. They're going to keep their fingers crossed. That's from the Big Ten Network. So rather than me give you the punishment, if you happen to be listening earlier, and yes, I know for you fine folks at WNSR. And does the second hour run on CDT? No, okay. So you guys didn't hear this in Fayetteville either. Our very own Joe Hunk gave us the description of all the penalties.
Joe. So the NCAA has made a statement on their decision to not suspend Michigan in the postseason.
Why? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we doing this?
Here we go.
A postseason ban would be unfairly penalizing student athletes for the actions of coaches and staff who are no longer associated with the Michigan football program.
Maybe you should have been quicker with your judgment then.
Also, did I not say that just about 30 minutes ago? This is what they were going to say.
Get back to the voice. Come on.
We don't want to unfairly penalize players and coaches that didn't have anything to do with it.
Also, I don't know why she sounds like the church.
It doesn't sound like church lady.
What was bad is when I started to describe that, because that was the statement that was made after the news came out.
Mm-hmm.
And the question was, well, then why didn't you give them a postseason ban? Why didn't you do any of this? And I said, yeah, what they're probably going to say is, we should be penalizing.
We don't want to unfairly penalize players and coaches that didn't have anything to do with it.
So when the statement actually came out, I just said, all right, well, I'm gonna read this in a voice. That's the voice that came out. I don't know how and or why.
That's Kelvin Gemstone, by the way.
Yeah, it was just one like this. We just want to make sure. We don't want to unfairly penalize players and coaches that didn't have anything to do with it. Yeah, if you don't mind, you can just go on over there right now. Now, if you're going to bring that potluck, just make sure that you do it. Just put it right over there on the white tables. If you just do it, we got little bitty heaters for you. You can just keep it warm during the service.
I don't know where it came from. I don't know. That's just what I felt in me. And I visualized that nice little old lady standing at the pulpit.
Just right there at the door.
Was anybody really expecting the hammer to be dropped of no NCAA title? And now keep in mind, Michigan did punish themselves with some scholarship limitations. And I think in total, Harbaugh missed 6 games that year.
Yeah,
he's missed nothing.
He missed some games, and then he's on like a 4-year show cause right now, and he's about to be on like a 10-year show cause after that. So he's got like 14 years of show causes. So he's going to enjoy that NFL life for a while.
Connor Stalions, an 8-year show cause, restricting him from all athletically related activities during the show cause period. I wonder if that includes videotaping. Jim Harbaugh, a 10-year show cause that will begin August 7th of 2028. At the conclusion of his 4th year show cause, order of previous case. Let's see here. Oh, wow. So he's going back-to-back show causes. So it does start last, when was the 7th? The 7th was last Thursday.
Yeah, it's going to start on August 7th of 2028.
2028.
Yeah, August 7th.
Because he's currently on a show cause right now. So August 7th was last Thursday, but it's 2025, not 2028.
Yes. So he's got 3 more years of this show cause. Then he gets to start the new show cause.
This is Oprah. This is handing out show causes.
You get a show cause, and you get a show cause.
Just exclusively to Coach Harbaugh. But I'm certainly glad I tuned into the Big Ten Network as they're breaking it down.
And I don't think that anybody was expecting Michigan to actually get any sort of true penalty. I think that what it is the outrage is more about if there was ever something in 2025 that was not NIL paying your players related that could truly get a program in trouble because you have the evidence in which you do.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. And being that they literally got nothing that really even hurt them and is going to hurt them is more of okay, well, I guess we all could do it. Like, I really and truly want whoever has the next press conference in the SEC, which I really hope it's Lane Kiffin, would be standing there and somebody asked him, so earlier today, the decision on Michigan came out, Coach, what are your thoughts? And I just really hope he would say, I just appreciate the NCAA allowing all the other coaches in college football to know that it's okay for us to do this because now I can go ahead and start buying tickets for some of my coaches to go to games. Because that's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have all the evidence, you have a paper trail, you have, receipts, you have everything that shows everything. You have videos, you have everything. And still nothing really happened to the program. So what is stopping anybody else from doing this? That's where the outrage, I believe, is.
I am of the belief that there may be more programs prone to doing this. I can think of one in Chapel Hill that it certainly has the capabilities.
He knows how. He's already done it once. That's how he went undefeated in that one season.
Not completely undefeated.
I mean, we were just taping things. We were just testing out our equipment. I didn't really know that. I mean, I wasn't paying attention to the fact that the Jets were going through a walkthrough. Like, I really didn't know.
Not completely undefeated.
I mean, they were undefeated for the regular season.
Yeah.
You know.
Then Eli.
Then somebody decided to stick them to a helmet. And next thing you know.
Yep. Of press conferences that went on earlier today, I will tell you that Josh Heupel, Tennessee head football coach, just got through talking to the media. And yes, I went to Twitter at least. So I have yet to get the full breakdown. The University of Tennessee is very good at sending out information of keeping the media up to date. But at least according to Go Vols 247, Josh Heupel said Boo Carter participated in the scrimmage and, quote, he's done some things in a good way, end quote. Boy, that you feel better, Fall fans?
What does that mean?
There was rampant speculation that Boo had missed at least one practice, if not two. And, of course, his mom went to Twitter and started saying glowing things about Deion Sanders, Coach Prime.
Did you know that Prime got about 8 players drafted in the NFL?
Oh, boy. These types of stories, now that these guys are getting paid, are going to be more frequent. Welcome to college football here in 2025.
So the NCAA is currently doing their press conference in regards to Michigan.
Are they really?
Right now.
Yeah.
I am following on X, and they just said that there were 56 different instances of scouting of future regular season opponents that occurred over 3 seasons when involving Connor Stallions.
Anything about deleted text messages? Anything about deleted text messages?
It says that Norman Bay, who is on the NCAA committee, regarded Michigan's scheme headed up by Connor Stallions by saying you don't put together individuals called the KGB for these actions unless you intend to gain a competitive advantage.
See, I like it.
Just started about 10 minutes ago.
We don't want to unfairly penalize players and coaches that didn't have anything to do with it. That's right. Them little boys, they just deserve to go to those bowl games and they just enjoy that experience. They didn't do anything wrong. We shouldn't be penalizing them for wearing the uniform of a team that cheated. They didn't do it.
I don't know how I can go into that voice so quickly. I also don't know how I can get that high in that tone with as low as my voice is.
I am calling Bill Bender here a couple of minutes early just to, one, see if he'll pick up the phone call, and two, just to try to get him on for a couple extra minutes. Bill Bender is kind enough to join us. Bill, we are on the air, just to give you a heads up in that regard, and really appreciate the time. I know the NCAA is doing their press conference as we speak, but are you at all surprised you know what? I'll just, you've got the canvas. What did you think about the penalties for Michigan?
Not surprised at all. I don't know why, I've had this conversation for a couple months. Like, what is the definition of a hammer, right? Like, the fans are more focused on the vacating wins and, putting that smear on the games. I actually think the punishment is not bad. You take $20 million away from a program, they're going to feel that, right? You take 25% of the recruiting visits away, they're going to feel that too. And, I guess, Steve, the point to it, in my opinion, is if you want to know why they didn't drop the hammer, follow the money. This is $1 billion program we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. But in that regard, that's why I'm thinking even seeing $50,000 fine to me feels like it's in the cushions of their couch welcoming in recruits.
Well, maybe. That's still a lot of money. And I think, Michigan in this game, so I pointed this out earlier today in the article that I put up, which your listeners can check out. There are 13 programs, according to The Athletic, that have $1 billion valuation, right? So it's this arms race of trying to keep up. Of those 13 programs, only 3 have never vacated games and have never had a bowl ban. Michigan is still one of them. Texas and Georgia are the other. What was the most watched game last year? It was Texas and Georgia. What was the second most watched game? It was Ohio State and Michigan. So, to me, when you say, are you surprised? And I'm not saying you, just this notion, everybody's shocked on social media right now. Why are you shocked? This is exactly what I thought was going to happen.
So one thing that schools have been doing, and there is a noticeable benefit, is front loading when they know they're in hot water. They go ahead and crank up the temperature in their own bathtub. And it feels like, once again, the NCAA is rewarding that type of behavior, Bill.
I understand that, but, I'm seeing the tweet that says, what school wouldn't pay $20 million for a national title? Well, there's a lot that are going to pay more than $20 million and not win it in 2025.
Yeah.
This is a different era. And one of the points I'm trying to make is, I'm not saying let me be clear. I'm not saying what Michigan did was right. Connor Stallions went beyond the scope of what you're allowed to do, and you should be punished for that. And he certainly is getting punished for that. He'll probably never coach college football again. Jim Harbaugh will never coach college again. Empty punishment, though, right? Because he's not going back anyhow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I was getting at is, I don't think since the playoffs started, when you have these money-making machines, I'm not saying they're above reproach, but I don't see the hammer coming out from the NCAA to any of these schools.
Something I honestly forgot, talking to Bill Bender from Sporting News right now. I had Rico Beard on yesterday, and I had forgotten that Michigan State literally had the opportunity to not play in a football game against Michigan a couple of years ago because of this seriousness in stealing signs. And I honestly forgot about it, but it did make me wrap my head further around the probability of taking the title away. And I thought that was going to happen. I really did.
Oh, I thought there was zero chance they would take it away because well, and to me, it was after they suspended Jim Harbaugh. And you can blame the Big Ten here if you want, because the Big Ten suspended Jim Harbaugh during the season.
That's right.
So they didn't have Jim Harbaugh. They didn't have Connor Stallions. And then they went out and beat Penn State in Penn State's house without throwing a pass in the second half. Maryland, Ohio State, Alabama, and they throttled Washington. And to me, that was like, did the sign stealing help? Sure. but Michigan also had a ton of NFL guys on that team. I guess my point is they didn't really need to do it, I don't think. Because they were good enough to win it. But they did it.
They did it. I mean.
Did it. But, under what grounds were they going to take away the national title when they let it play out like that? I think that's kind of my point there.
Is Harbaugh getting a statue, you think? In about 10 years?
Well, you're down in that area, so I'll pose it to you this way. Mm-hmm. I'm getting a little bit of like, all everybody's going to remember about this is Connor Stallion. So I was like, I texted a friend back. I said, what's Cam Newton's dad's name?
That's the Reverend. That's the Reverend Newton.
You guys know down there, but I'm like, nobody in Ohio remembers his name. And I was like, do you remember Cam Newton being ineligible for about 10 minutes?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And then
in November, in of all months, November. Yeah,
right. But when you say Cam Newton to me up here, the first thing I'm always going to think of. I'm going to think of two things. I'm going to think of the Alabama comeback, and I'm going to think of Cam Newton running by Patrick Peterson in that LSU game.
Yep.
So I think in 10 years, honestly, Connor Stallions will be a footnote. He'll be a part of the story, no doubt. Not a footnote. He's part of the story. But I think when I think of Michigan football in that era, I'm going to think of Blake Corum and that touchdown run against Alabama in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, that's who that team was. So, does it put a stain on it? Yes, but stains can be removed, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, I'm of the opinion that Coach Harbaugh is going to get a statue, maybe around the corner from Bo, and of course the khaki pants will be there. But my request would be to put sunglasses on it, just so we all remember. I'm being a bit snarky more than anything with you, Bill. But there was, for me, two eras of Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. One was he struggled mightily against Michigan and Michigan State. I mean, just couldn't get past the hump. Then something happened, and I know part of it is he got better players, but something else did happen, and the wins came. I mean, the wins aren't easy, obviously, but to me, it's always going to be associated with that because of that. To me, I know there's right. X plus Y doesn't always equals. I get that. But for me, there was a definite line of demarcation of couldn't win the big game, could win the big game. Is that fair?
I'll give you a sort of, in my opinion. Like the sort of to me is like so I'll run down on them. They lose to Michigan State in 2021, right? The next 3 years, Michigan State's program went downhill pretty fast. So I'm going to separate them, and I'm sure Rico talked about this more anyway. So I'll respect his opinions more on that than mine, than what I can offer. Tell you about Ohio State, though. I thought in 2021, when they went, Ohio State came up there, the losing streak was there, and Hassan Haskins ran for 6 touchdowns, and Aiden Hutchinson had 4 sacks. I mean, that's the reason Michigan won. The one that's kind of funny was obviously the one the following season where Michigan, kind of popped off in Ohio Stadium with the long runs and those kind of things. And this is the game where Stallions is probably most pronounced his presence. But I mean, are we going to do it about last year? None of those guys were out on the field. Michigan was a 20.5-point underdog, and they won 13-10.
Yeah, that's real.
So, and I do think and I live in Columbus, as you know.
That's another reason I wanted to get you on, Bill.
Well, they can, but to me, it's like we can talk through it and do all the linguistics through it all you want. They're not going to feel better until they beat them on the field. Like they're literally not going to feel better until Ohio State ends that 4-game winning streak, and which Michigan before that streak. To your point, Ohio State was 17-3 this century against Michigan.
Yeah,
17-3.
Yeah,
and I know the years that they lost. I mean, they could have won those 3 games. So that's as much a reason for the reaction you're seeing on social media as much as anything. But I'm going to be honest. I am so happy that hopefully I won't have to write about this anymore. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. 2017 Alabama honestly comes to mind with a little bit of the fact of Alabama loses to Auburn, but yet wins the national championship. That kind of ordeal. Where I'm going is Ryan Day. We all saw half the shoe was orange. I know it didn't affect anything, but it felt like half the shoe was orange. And if Ryan Day does not beat Michigan this year, is he gone?
It'll get weird again. So you mentioned those two games. I've covered a lot of games in Ohio State, and the two strangest games in my lifetime were one, Michigan winning 13-10, and the amount of tension in that stadium that day. It's a weird dynamic. You mentioned that Alabama team. So I've told my editor this all the time. I said that Ohio State and Michigan is the only rivalry in this country where that really means they'd rather beat Michigan than win the national title. And that was really tested last year. And I still think it was tested, even though they won it. But the Tennessee game was bizarre too, because there was so much orange in there. And then they came out and looked like the team that probably would have beat Michigan by 28 points. So it's an interesting time living up here in Columbus. You know what I say, guys? Like when I talk to all the guys in the South, that are in these SEC towns, so Tuscaloosa, Auburn, Gainesville, Baton Rouge, y'all aren't that much different than us. But we might actually be a little more crazy up here.
It's very steamy and the humidity's awful today. So we got that going for us down here as well, Bill. So
well, you can have that.
Yeah.
You can just like you can tell us we can have our snow in December, but it is what it is. It's going to be. I do think I'm glad that they did all this now.
Yeah.
Because I think come Monday, at least for us at Sporting News as well,
yeah.
our focus is going to be on getting ready for week 0. It's here. It's crazy.
Well, Texas and Ohio State, I've got so many question marks around Ohio State. Just not necessarily just the players, but the coaches as well. I have no idea what I got a decent idea on the Texas side. We're going to see arch to the left, arch to the right, and arch up the middle. But they've got a lot coming back defensively. But I don't have a pulse at all. And I know there's some talented guys on that roster. Is Julian saying? Do we know who's the starting quarterback yet for Ohio State?
I'm guessing. It's going to come down to the wire here with Sayin and Keenholz. I think it's close, but I think Sayin will start. They do have a ton of talent. One of the things we're going to find out about Ohio State is when you lose that many guys to the NFL, it's tough. They've got to replace most of their defense, but they have Caleb Downs. They've got to replace most of their offense, but they got this guy named Jeremiah Smith that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I still think the talent is there. Texas, same deal. Ton of talent coming back. Arch is huge. Good hype there.
Yep.
But they lost 4 guys on their offensive line. And you're opening the season in a stadium of 100,000, and I think there'll be less orange in there this time. That's a tough place to play, especially with a new offensive line. But to that end, I did watch Texas go up to Michigan last year and just beat the brakes off a Michigan team that just won the national title. So, I think that comparison's apt.
Bill, I can't thank you enough for the time. I know you're a busy guy, and especially on a day like today. Thank you so much for carving out some time.
Thanks for having me on. Good time as always. I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. That's Bill Bender from the Sporting News. I'm also excited to see Michigan take on Oklahoma as well. That's, I believe, week 2 of the regular season. So
Moore is not suspended for that one. Specifically week 3 and week 4.
Is it a minus that I did not play him?
We don't want to unfairly penalize players and coaches that didn't have anything to do with it. Well, Bill, I don't know why you've been talking about this for forever. We knew nothing was going to happen. Like these young boys that are on that field right now, they've done nothing wrong. These are just the adults that are standing over there on the sidelines that have just been the ones in the wrong. These young little children out there, they're just doing what God gave them to do and their abilities to play well.
Amen.
Offering plate's going to be coming around a little bit. Potluck's going to be right down the hall.
Oh, no, we're good. We're at least here in the studio, we're good.
Oh, we're definitely good.
Because, and for those of you in Fayetteville in Nashville, it's still worth it for you too as well. Head over to the website, our website of 977ESPN.com. Click on the big zone deals and just launched this morning. This morning was Furniture Factory. So I went to the Furniture Factory after I bought a zone deal, and I am enjoying a lovely cheeseburger with some fries from my good folks over at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. So, and by the way, the place was packed when I went in at 11, and I am heading back there. And good stuff there. Cheeseburger's fantastic.
Absolutely amazing stuff.
So I head over to our website for our latest zone deal there. And again, if you happen to be in North Alabama, travel down from Nashville or Fayetteville, I would highly recommend going to the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Let's go ahead and take our first time out. It is the Thom Abraham Show on a Friday.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games, and if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
Forgiveness. Wow, what a word. What a gift. All of us have done things in our lives that we regret. All of us have done things that are disobedient. All of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Thank God for his forgiveness. Thank God that he separates our sins as far as the east is from the west and remembers them no more. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison. Check us out at cpcfamily.org.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
97.7 ESPN The Zone. Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by my friends at Your Home Window. And right now, they've got a huge August sale going on. You can get the windows 35% off. All exterior doors are 40% off. I mean, this is an amazing deal. And this is the best part. The interest over 18 months is zero. Nada. None. No interest for 18 months. It's incredible. You can get a free estimate and you get a lifetime warranty. Go to yourhomewindow.com to learn more. That's Your Home Window.
I know it's Football Friday. I know we've talked a lot of. By the way, the Big Ten today is currently on the air, and at least to their credit, they are diving in to. We'll let you hear here momentarily. I know it's Football Friday. I get that, but for my Braves fans out there, feels good to own something, doesn't it?
Okay,
it feels good to own something. And owning the Metropolitans is still a 2025 thing.
Okay, this is I mean this in every possible way of my being. Can
you not let me enjoy this?
No. This is starting to piss me off. Why are you winning now? Why are you choosing to win now?
1-0 pitch, and he swings, and it's one deep down the right field line towards the corner, and that is off of the wall on the fly.
Yeah,
Harris takes off.
Yeah,
Mets just now hit the cutoff, man. That's going to give the Braves the lead. It's a double by Ozzie.
Yeah.
That's his third big base hit tonight, and it gives the Braves a lead here in the 8th inning as it's 4-3 Atlanta. He just cooked that one off the wall in right field.
They've won 7 of 9. What the heck? Why are we doing this now? Now you're you're 11 games back of the final wild card spot.
Can we please implement your division record counts more than your overall record? Braves are 20-15 in divisional games.
I mean this wholeheartedly. This team is starting to piss me off because I'd stop worrying about it. Stop thinking about it.
We can have a guy who I didn't even know who was going to pitch named Carrasco, but whatever, give up 6 runs. Doesn't matter.
No.
11 runs later. No. And then last night, I mean, when trade value comes in to save a game, and then bing, bang, boom, he holds on to a 1-run lead. What am I watching?
Yeah.
What am I watching?
Yeah, this is why I say it pisses me off because I stopped focusing. I'd stop worrying. I'd stop saying, oh, the Braves are on. Let me turn it on to their games. I stopped doing that this week. Literally this week.
The first step is admitting you have a problem. And my problem is watching too much Braves.
I turned over the other night when the game was when it was a rain delay. And I knew that, okay, it's a rain delay.
Yeah, it was Wednesday. That was Wednesday.
So I turned it over there. Then I get the notification.
I know it was Wednesday.
Right. I get the notification that the game had started. I was only about the notification was maybe 3 minutes old.
That was Carrasco.
Yes.
Giving up 6 runs in the first 2 innings.
So I turned it over and it was 6-0 already. And I went, well, screw this. I'm not even worrying about this.
I was watching.
And I just turned it back. And then next thing you know, I get another notification that Braves head into the 9th leading, and I went, wait, what?
1-0 pitch, and he swings, and it's one deep down the right field line towards the corner, and that is off of the wall on the fly. Harris takes off. Mets just now hit the cutoff, man. That's going to give the Braves the lead. It's a double by Ozzie. That's his third big base hit tonight, and it gives the Braves a lead here in the 8th inning as it's 4-3 Atlanta.
And, of course, tonight they're in Cleveland, so probably going to lose that.
I was about to say Cleveland's won 11 of their last 14. They're one of the hottest teams in baseball right now.
It's like playing the Brewers right now.
And then the Braves are going to go up there and win 2 of 3. And I'm just going are you serious? They're going to be 9 games back of the wild card spot.
I was so looking forward to the series that starts Monday for draft implications between the White Sox and the Braves.
And now,
I was so looking forward to that being a storyline, and they keep winning.
And now if they win 2 of 3 in Cleveland, you're going, hold up a second. Now, if they can sweep the White Sox?
No.
They sweep the White Sox?
No.
Hold up now.
No.
If we can go into September only down by like 5 games.
Don't look at the games. Look at the amount of teams that are separating even the Braves from the last wild card spot. You'd have to.
I realize this.
There's maybe 6 more losses? 6 more losses for the season.
Braves elimination number is 31.
Is that it?
I have this calculated. I'm keeping track of it. Ever since I came up with what their elimination number is, I don't think the team has lost. I genuinely do not. And it's annoying because I was ready to go full football mode. I'm going to watch the playoffs. I'll have it on in the background, not going to focus. I'll turn my Mariners games on at night whenever they're on the West Coast so I can pay attention. Just, you know what? Just enjoy the rest of the season. Just enjoy.
That is
the next thing you know, just the Braves just start winning.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Now they're going to be they're 11 games back of the final wild card spot, just right there behind the Marlins.
Do you want to hear how the Big Ten Network is covering their own story?
I think this is exactly what Michigan deserves. This right here is a fair penalty.
Now, they did get Bruce Feldman on. They've already gone to his freak list. So I'm telling you, this is in-depth investigation here from the Big Ten Network. Yeah.
Wait, is this their like comeback music?
It's their intro music.
Welcome inside this edition of Big Ten Today. I'm your host, Rick Pizzo, and we begin today with developing news as the NCAA has officially released its findings from its investigation into the Michigan football program and improprieties committed during its national championship season of 2023. Head coach Sharon Moore, then an assistant, has been given a 3-game suspension. 2 to be served this year. They were self-imposed, 1 in 2026. Show cause penalties levied upon Jim Harbaugh, Connor Stallions, Denard Robinson, and more. Harbaugh basically banned from college coaching for the next decade. We'll get into what this means for Sharon Moore in just a bit. Michigan also placed on 4 years of probation, fined $50,000 plus 10% of the football program budget, in addition to the equivalent of loss of postseason revenue for the next 2 seasons. No concrete numbers, but expected to be one of, if not the biggest financial fine ever issued by the NCAA. There's also a 25% reduction in official recruiting visits for the 25-26 season, and over the course of the next 4 years, a 14-week prohibition on recruiting communication. To help us make sense of it all, welcome in our good friend, Bruce Feldman. Bruce, this report is 74 pages long. So much information, but at the end of the day, no vacation of wins or championships for Michigan, no future postseason bans. How does the severity of this punishment match up with what you expected from the NCAA?
You know, Rick, I think it comes back to this. The NCAA can't punish, isn't going to punish the players at Michigan. And I think the vacated wins, it felt like it was like the NCAA, like most NCAA kind of punishment ever, because you can't really, you can do stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the games still happen, right? And you had the NCAA president, Charlie Baker, after he got the job, basically after Michigan wins the title, saying they won it fair and square. We saw them beat Washington. We also saw Michigan win games without Jim Harbaugh when he was suspended that season. So I think on that front, it didn't feel like it was ever going to be on the table.
Something Bruce Feldman just said made me think we are in a new day of college football today. Are we not?
Oh, absolutely.
Why wouldn't the NCAA go after the players?
Yeah.
I mean, now, I don't mean now that the fact that there is a House v. NCAA settlement, why wouldn't they? Why would they not if they're getting paid and they're breaking the rules? I know it was under the umbrella of amateur sports. That's gone. They're still, even in this 74-page document, I'm seeing the word student athlete, and I still chuckle a little bit more at that now. But this is not amateur sports.
No.
Why wouldn't the NCAA go after individuals?
Which, you would think would be smart. Now, interesting as well is during this NCAA press conference that's going on.
Yes.
We found out that, and some may have known this, I've never seen this, but this is confirmation that Coach Harbaugh never turned over emails or text messages to the NCAA during their investigation. He also refused to be interviewed by the NCAA during the investigation.
I vaguely remember that.
He was in the pros by then, so it's like, whatever, I don't need to deal with this. The interesting part also said was that Connor Stallions told an intern and others that there was a single individual who was providing funding for this, but the committee could never find out who actually funded all of the scouting. And these answers were, we do not know where the money came from. That's some of the stuff that's been said over the course of the last few minutes, just from the NCAA when it comes to the investigation and
money inside bales of hay.
Yes.
Just magically appearing.
We got a random text message from an unknown number that said, be at this airport at this time. We didn't know why. The next thing you know, there's a door that's opening up to a private jet. And so we just walked on.
My Venmo account has magically quadrupled.
We don't know how that happened. It appears to be coming from some gentleman in Washington named Mateer. Something about that is being said. I'm not really.
Well, it's an inside
sure.
joke. It's an inside.
Look, man, the Venmo note status thing is 100% an inside joke. I don't know anybody that's ever actually serious about what they put into the note section.
I had no idea you could do that. I've sent money via Venmo before.
Oh yeah,
but I had no idea.
You know how many eggplant emojis I've put in for sending over Venmo money?
Wow.
I mean, I just have. Venmo with the little water squirting. I've done tons of those. Doesn't mean anything. It's just a joke. Just having fun.
Let's roll with Paulie in the Cape, who's called into the Thom Abraham Show. How are you, Paulie?
Oh, pretty good. How you all doing?
Doing well.
Is there no Friday trifecta, I guess?
Oh,
it was a Thursday. It was a Thursday trifecta.
Did he do that yesterday?
Yeah, because
my apologies.
Tom's laying out today.
He's not. He's sort of laying out.
He's laying out. Chest is open.
Yeah,
it's taking a day off.
Yeah. He had to go to the doctor, right?
Yeah, that's right. He's getting his battery changed.
Yeah,
literally getting his battery changed.
Nice, getting the Jarvik 7 from one of the leftovers. Sweet.
As long as it's not Dr. Vinny Boombots, I think he's
getting a Duracell. Is what he's going with. Yeah, those Amazon batteries don't work too well.
Oh, yeah, you got the one from Sears.
Yeah. He got that good that $24 200 pack of batteries you can buy. Oh, absolutely.
What was that Radio Shack battery called?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Too,
yeah. I can see it right now. I can't remember what they called it.
Yeah, I know which one. It had like a 3-part name. Well, anyways, I don't think I think it's all over but the crying for the Braves.
But the fact, but the fact that they've beaten the Mets 7 out of 10 times is somewhat amusing to me.
And you notice I'm not beating my chest too much. My Yankees seems like they don't want to make the playoffs either.
No, the Yankees are only a half game up on the team the Braves are playing tonight.
Really?
Yeah. Guardians are a half game back of the Yankees for the final wild card spot.
Wow. Yeah. We keep playing like that shortstop keeps playing or that second baseman. We ain't going to make it at all.
Is Max still pitching decently well, or is he cooled off?
Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows what's going to happen?
I didn't know, so I thought I'd ask a Yankee fan.
No, I've been turned off a little bit how they've been playing, and then the injuries start adding up.
So let me get this straight. Your Yankees are 64-57, and you're put off by their record. And I'm still sitting here watching the Braves at 53-68.
You can tell Tom I don't get interested until after the All-Star break, because then, remember, it's those precious games. That's when I start paying attention, and they look like they want to give it up and not make the damn playoffs. So they should be sitting in first place, looking at how they're going to dominate in the playoffs, and now we're going to pray that they make it in.
The Blue Jays are playing really well, and every time that I've seen Toronto here lately, Their bullpen has been solid. Bats have been George Springer. Every single time I tune in, he's doing something.
Yeah, they're looking tough. In the other two divisions, there's some strong teams there too. So yeah, it's going to be. I'll be surprised if they get in there the way they've been playing.
Well, hang in there with your Yankees. Hang in there.
I hear you. Go Dolphins.
Wow. Is that the polar opposite right there? Dolphins haven't won a playoff game since 2000. Unless he's talking about some school in the greater New York area that has maybe a high school.
The St. Pete.
Yeah, the Long Island Dolphins or something.
Yeah. By the way, before we go, because we've got more people on hold, we'll get to your calls when we come back. But here was a quote from just a little while ago as well from the NCAA's press conference. We were unable to find Connor Stallions and use his cell phone for data. He goes, that wasn't going to happen because it was shattered into 1,000 pieces under a pond. And they don't have the hard drives either because the film is also in the bottom of a pond.
That's a shame. To me, this is like Breaking Bad, that scene where Mike dumps all the guns and laptops into a well because he knew, because Walter had planted a bug inside the DEA's office.
This is when you hit that Control-C command where it just automatically blows everything up.
He knew that, that he knew the sting was coming, and he was sitting there, just watching television, just watching a show from the 50s.
Shattered into 1,000 pieces under a pond.
All right. If you are on hold, we'll start with Brandon next on the other side. It is the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Eric Fetty pitching today for the Atlanta Braves. He's a plus 101 underdog against Joey Cantillo and the Guardians minus 123. The total is 9. That number is shaded to the under at Progressive Field. NFL preseason football tonight. Tennessee Titans laying 3 at the Atlanta Falcons. 37.5 the total at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. NASCAR Truck Series tonight. Corey Hyman, Lane Riggs, a plus 330 co-favorites. Ty Majeski plus 370. Chandler Smith plus 550 to win at Richmond. Denny Hamlin, the 4-1 favorite to win tomorrow's Cup race. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
There's a lot of talk these days about who's the biggest. I'm attorney Gary Lackey. Bigger doesn't equal better.
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. We know we're not the biggest. We don't want to be.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. We're big enough to handle your case and get you the help you need,
but small enough to welcome you. Where you're never just a number, you're part of our family.
The Lackey Law Firm. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at dan That is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Thom Abraham here for my friend Mike Owen at Owen Home Appliance Center. You know it's hot outside, so cool down with an upright or chest freezer in stock at Owen Home Appliance Center. And don't let those beverages get hot. Get an under-counter ice machine with a built-in pump for just $12.99. Or how about a fridge out by the pool or in the garage for extra cold drinks? You can get a scratch and dent 18 cubic foot refrigerator for just $3.49 while supplies last. Go to owenappliance.com to learn more. That's owenappliance.com.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
This segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by my buddy Mike Owen and Owen Home Appliance Center. Yeah, I know fall is right around the corner, but it's still hot. They got everything you need at Owen Home Appliance Center, whether it's the upright refrigerator or the under-counter ice machine or the washer and dryer. They've got an incredible interactive showroom in Lacey Springs as well, just 8 miles south of the river on 231. Check them out. It's Owen Home Appliance. Learn more at owenhomeappliance.com.
This isn't Michigan. I know that.
Nope, this is Arkansas.
Okay.
I say that just so because you're probably not going to hear it a lot this football season. So just wanted to let you know what their fight song sounds like.
I picked them dead last. Yeah.
Is their playbook shattered into 1,000 pieces under a pond?
But they still have a national champ. I really genuinely thought that there would have been I thought the NCAA would have stripped them of the national championship simply because even the Big Ten announced, hey, Michigan State, you don't have to play this week because of what we know about stealing signs. We know it.
Stallion says they don't have hard drives of the film, and my film is in the bottom of a pond.
Of course it is. If you are on hold, I told you I'd get to you right now, but the reason I'm not taking your phone call is because you hear the music right now. Here's your Boo Carter question to Josh Heupel.
Did Boo get a little more involved on defense today, and where is he kind of in the process of working his way back?
Yeah, Boo was out there with us today and got work. End of the day, it's day to day, and he's done some things in a good way here.
Done some things in a good way here. I can hear how genuine Coach Heupel is in that answer. See if Mom will be tweeting later on. Your phone calls, I promise, at the top of the hour.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event at Woody Anderson Ford. Hey folks, Bobby White back again, and I'm here to tell you now is the time to get the Ford you've been thinking about. From 0 down leases to 0% financing, we've got it going on this summer. Woody Anderson Ford has financing as low as 0% for 48 months, plus 0 down payment, plus 0 payments for 90 days, plus 2-year, 25,000-mile complimentary maintenance. You can choose a 2025 Escape, F-150, Explorer, or a Mustang. Or how about 0 down lease? $499 a month for a 2025 Explorer, F-150, or Bronco. And just $399 a month for Bronco Sport, Mustang, and Escape. Again, these are 0 down with complimentary maintenance too. This is a 36-month lease with 0 down, 0 security deposit, just tax, tag, title, and your good credit. These offers end 9/2/25. It's our Woody Anderson Ford Summer Sales Event, so hurry on down. I'm Bobby White, and I hope to see you soon.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at Your Home Window. Now is the time to take advantage of their huge end of summer sale and get ready for the fall. Right now, all windows are 35% off. All exterior doors are 40% off. Now you get the whole door, just the price is 40% off. And get this, 0% interest for 18 months, as in no interest, nada, none. As always, the estimates are free, as is the lifetime warranty. To make an appointment, go to yourhomewindow.com. That's yourhomewindow.com.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Flying nonstop from Huntsville is a breeze on Breeze Airways. They're nice people flying nice people to nice places on really nice planes. Let's be direct. Nonstop from Huntsville to the places you want to go. Las Vegas, Orlando, or Tampa, starting at $49. It's time for a weekend getaway or a long overdue week away. Time to check in using the convenient Breeze app and check out. What are you waiting for? Book today at flybreeze.com. That's flybreeze.com. Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
Your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Looking deep downfield, looking for Williams. Comes back, makes the catch, trying to split defenders. Makes them bang into each other. Stays on his feet, breaks a tackle, scores. Ryan Williams, one play, 75 yards.
Your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide is 97.7 ESPN The Zone. WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The NCAA today will announce its ruling in the University of Michigan's sign-stealing case related to former football staffer Connor Stalions. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel and Dan Wetzel, punishments will include a significant fine, expected to be more than $20 million from the loss of postseason football revenue the next 2 seasons. Head coach Sharon Moore given an additional game suspension, expected to be served in 2026. The school already proposed a self-imposed 2-game ban this upcoming season to be served in weeks 3 and 4 versus Central Michigan and at Nebraska. Huge series in Major League Baseball gets underway tonight. Padres, Dodgers. San Diego's won 5 in a row, leads the NL West by a game on LA. Dodgers had a 9-game lead in the division back on July 3rd.
You need to be more like a dog. Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about. Be a dog. God bless the show. You are the Messiah. We need more dogs. This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on. That's my dog. Now live. Here he is. The big dog, Thom Abraham.
How you doing? Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
So the next stop for the University of Michigan, if they're smart, or is it Michigan University? Anyway, either way, I mean, if they are smart, they would pull a Tennessee, meaning that Tennessee has gotten really clever at making money off of events around the athletic program. Very creative around the athletic program. Now, I do wonder, keep in mind, I assume this is closed now, that it's the NCAA has spoken. The press conference went on last hour. They're keeping their national championship. The Big Ten Network is now previewing Illinois football. So this is done. This is over. This is done. If there was some kind of fundraising made around this event for Michigan fans, I think it would be brilliant.
Just donations for a charity, for something like that, so the university can make up that $20 million.
Yeah. Of call it an exclusive edition national championship shirt with some sunglasses. Just.
Again, they're not having to pay. Their check isn't going to be as large.
That's true. It's just
not going to be as large.
Yeah, but
it's like getting your first check after you signed on for the company insurance. Oh, that's a little bit of a hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or talking about Auburn football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a Kerryon Johnson reference for those of you that need the.
You proud of being an Auburn Tiger?
Yeah. I know a lot of Auburn fans, period, that are saying,
You excited about the game against Baylor?
Yeah.
You know that we're 2 weeks away from that game.
Yes, we
Think about 2 weeks.
Today.
From today. 2 weeks from today.
I did have a little bit of audio from Dave Aranda. I'd be the Baylor head coach. They did have some news about their backup tailback, Dawson Pendergrass. He is done for the year, but Hugh, in an impromptu press conference, mentioned yesterday about the wide receiver room getting peppered with injuries as well. And this is not good. If the names, there's one particular name out of the transfer portal, Eric Singleton Jr. He's on the hit parade. And here is Hugh, then we'll go to your phone calls.
Who are those receivers that are a bit banged up?
Malcolm, Eric, Perry, Bryce, a good bit of them. But again, it's nothing real serious. Eric probably has the one that would take the longest to recover. He's just got a really deep thigh bruise. I think the others could be ready by Monday. Eric's probably a couple days behind that.
That doesn't make me feel great. If I'm an Auburn fan out there. Brandon is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. How are you, Brandon, on this Friday?
Well, guys, y'all were talking
a little bit of everything. A little bit. You tell me.
So I'll tell you what needs to happen now.
Okay.
South Park needs to take the Scott Tenorman episode and redo it and make Cartman, Michigan, and Scott Tenorman the NCAA.
Wow, that's a good pull right there. It's been a minute since I've said this is this the one around the Colorado University?
This is the one where he feeds Scott Tenorman chili and it's his parents.
Maybe I don't know that. No, I don't know.
This was early 2000s. This was maybe 2001 South Park.
Okay, I'm going to need a So I immediately went to Cartman talking to Colorado about, student athletes. Yes.
Oh, I do declare, may we pay some of your student athletes aside.
Well, in this episode, Scott Tenorman thinks he's getting Cartman the entire time, but doesn't realize up until the end that Cartman's actually getting him, and then he has Radiohead play a soundtrack for him, which is Tenorman's favorite song. And that's what's happened here. The NCAA wanted to act like they were getting somebody when they're the ones that got. When Tennessee beat them with that Imaliava verdict, that was the end of the NCAA ever doing anything. And I don't want to ever hear anybody ever say again, I'll tell Josh Pate, Cole Cubic, I'll scream it in their face. Don't you ever tell me that TV networks don't exert control over college football, because that is the only reason why Michigan is not getting hammered now. And they do have control in that room of who gets picked for the college football playoff. There is no objectivity to anything going on with college football no more. This right here proved that with the evidence they had, they could have done what they wanted, but they didn't because they cannot go up against the whole conference. And that's who they're going up against, not just Michigan. Alabama got, 20-something wins taken away from them because 10
they were looking down the barrel of a gun right there. You remember that?
Yeah, they took their money and bought textbooks with it and resold them for cheaper than the bookstore and got 30 wins taken away. And these guys basically ran a spy ring. One of their coaches stole nudes of people and thousands of IDs stolen from people, done all kinds of stuff, and they get a $20 million fine that Dave Portnoy is probably trying to figure out how to pay right now.
I'm not sure if you're aware, but Tom Yeager was inducted into the Virginia Sports Hall of Fame a few years ago. That name in particular should jar some memories for Bama fans, as he was in charge of the infractions appeals committee.
Yeah,
back in the
day.
I'm
saying you've gone from taking people out of the postseason,
yeah,
and taking games over textbooks.
Yeah. That, let alone filming practice or stealing signs, or here we are today. Here we are.
So, I mean, if this was all you were going to do and you weren't going to be able to interview Jim Hart, you don't have any legal standing to do
No,
anything.
you don't.
Then why did you even do anything at all?
No.
I mean, this is the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain when they find him. They found nothing. It was all a waste of time. You think Michigan can't stomach $20 million?
Interesting of the timing of this as well, right after Big Ten Media Day. And this is not a coincidence.
Well, and it's a Friday dump, too, because you do it on Friday not knowing it. And by Monday, we're all going to be focused on the fact that
that's what Bill Bender said last hour. Is I'm so glad on Monday we'll be able to move on.
Yeah. Nobody's going to focus about this. If they would have hit Michigan hard, they would have done this on a Monday. So we could have talked about it all week.
Just know when then they're going to do it when they erect the statue of Coach Harbaugh, and they will have khakis on him, very loud khakis on him. I really hope people will be brave enough, smart enough to put sunglasses on him at every time they possibly can.
Well, I hope Brody dresses up as Connor Stallions for Halloween.
He could.
Yeah, we're going to send him to some videotape, some other things. We're not going to tell you about the individual that's going to be funding this.
We don't want to unfairly penalize players and coaches that didn't have anything to do with it.
That's right. And so we're going to do that for just get some information. And when he gets caught, we're just going to throw it into the bottom of a pond.
Yeah.
Underneath the pond. I'm sorry. I don't know how you go underneath the pond, but you're underneath the pond.
And before I go, over there in Madison County, preseason prediction, which high school football team goes the farthest in the playoffs from Madison County?
From Madison County?
Or Huntsville City Schools, that whole area over there.
Which school?
Can it be an equal tie of 7 teams in round 1? Can we go with that?
I'm going to say 0 get past the first round of the 7A. And I'm sorry, 7A fans, but it just kind of is what it is right now. Programs that have will Columbia get a win? Is that the question to me?
Yeah.
Will Columbia get a win?
Yeah, absolutely. No, they're going to get a win this year. I don't know. I don't care. I'm telling you, they're getting a win.
They're at least going through a proper spring and fall. So,
look, Sammy has got a lot of work to do, and he has got a lot of, I wouldn't just say, he's got a lot of kids, because they are kids, that he is having to change a mindset about.
So for those in Tennessee right now, this Columbia program is on a 91 game losing streak. Is it the longest in the nation? I would assume it's the longest in the nation. It feels like it should be the longest in the nation. Maybe I'm wrong, and I hate it because there's been some quality kids that have gone through Columbia High School. Trey Flowers, most notably, who went to Arkansas and then ultimately was part of a Super Bowl champion team there for the New England Patriots.
I know it is the nation's longest losing streak. In fact, in an odd coincidence, Thomas Ashworth, who was with us at our media day, actually just posted an interview an hour ago that he did with Sammy at our media day, where he talks about wanting to end the nation's longest losing streak. So it is
the nation's longest. 91 games. 91
As a matter of fact, it is also, Sammy also is announcing that it says the headline says Alabama high school football team's quest to end nation's longest losing streak is also going to be the subject of a documentary.
You said Netflix?
I didn't say. It just says a documentary. Sounds like something that Netflix would do, but.
So that means the Blitz is going to be there next Friday doing a live show?
Bro, I'm telling you, I would 100%. I'm telling you, they have a linebacker coach, and she is a dog. I'm telling you, she is an amazing coach, and she's an amazing player.
So you're saying that she's a high-level, legitimate just a coach?
You do not want to do Oklahoma drill against her. She will mess your world up. Snot bubbles will be the least of your concerns. You may need new pants. Unless yours are brown, like Jim Harbaugh.
Khaki.
Well, if nobody makes it out of the first round 7A, then I'll take that to the bank. Roll Tide.
They start out at Priceville, then they host Huffman, at Muscle Shoals, at Hartselle. East Lawrence is a home game at Decatur. Host Coleman. Host Athens, at Jasper, at Hazel Green. I mean,
I'm going to say, look, let's just have fun with it. Give me the Decatur game. Just having fun with it. I'll say the Decatur.
That's an Ogle.
Now,
that's an Ogle.
Write it down, and if this happens, boom.
I will. I'll say East Lawrence.
It's going to happen.
I'll say East Lawrence.
It's going to happen. I'm not saying they're winning 6 games. I'm not saying they're going to the playoffs. We're just trying to end a losing streak.
Can we get a win? Can we get a win there? East Lawrence won 3 games last year. So you know what? I'm going to say East Lawrence.
That's a good pick right there. It's a good pick. Good pick. Good pick. Show me the on board. Put it on the board.
Yeah, I'm not wild about any kind of crew. Hey, look, let's follow the nation's longest losing streak. Yay! How does that? Anyway, 256-576-977, the telephone number. Harry has called in. How are you, Harry? Let's find out what he's doing.
Hello.
Hi, Harry. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great show today, guys. I'll tell you, that stunning response from the NCAA just warms your heart, don't it?
It sure does. The value of the NCAA is on display for all of us to enjoy.
Meta glasses, those shipments have just went up in all major college towns.
So my primary concern, though, guys, if you'll remember back before talking season started, when we in the late spring, early summer, the NCAA says we're going to get out of the in compliance and enforcement. We're going to keep our governance charters, but we're going to pass compliance and enforcement to the conferences.
I vaguely remember this story. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, having saw how much teeth they vote, how do you think the Big Ten would have governed, had an enforcement and compliance on this thing on their own? So that's just further proof that the whole system needs to be changed if we're going to get around to a true college football governance, enforcement, and compliance. Because right now it's what you can buy, what you can do, what you can say is out of control. This is just crazy. Michigan was caught cheating. They cheated. The coach on the way out admitted to cheating. And now the consequences of cheating is what the market will bear seems to be $20 million that the media contract will cover in the New York Minute. So from my perspective, if it keeps going like it's going, they're going to ruin college football. It's going to be a mess. It is a mess now, but it's only going to get worse.
I don't think the deterrent for people getting caught, if there is other people doing this, be like, we're good. We're good. Yeah. We're all good.
I think we're on a slippery slope, more slippery slope than we were at the end of the COVID years when we started seeing the impact of NIL. But if you're a fan, it's going to get worse. I can tell you right now, from my perspective, it's going to get worse. Now, the other point I wanted to bring up that is equally disturbing is right now, with the way the media contracts are written and the way the games are being scheduled, it's going to be very difficult for fans to enjoy the football season if you're not in the upper tier of your conferences. You're going to be relegated to the early morning games or mid-afternoon games, and it's just going to get worse as the media contracts continue to push for the prime time across the country within other conferences. And again, they'd rather you stay home and watch commercials and games all day instead of going to the fan experience that's on college football display every Saturday. So, Scott, is this Scott on with
this,
Joe?
This is Steve. This is Steve.
Steve. Okay, I've got a pearl for Scott I wanted to share, but I'll call in him and Drew.
They're actually they will be on the air live tomorrow from 10 a.m. to noon over at Humpday of Decatur. So you can call in tomorrow.
I'll give him a call.
Yep.
I get a chuckle out of Scott with his Iowa connection. Having been at the University of Washington when Don James was out there.
Okay.
And, they played Iowa in the Rose Bowl in '72 and '82. But I'll hash that with him tomorrow when he's out there. But again, Great show. I hope if you get an update on Thom, please let us know how he came.
Certainly
out of
will.
surgery.
Certainly will.
And again, great show. But I tell you, this finding today by the NCAA just reinforced the fact that there's no sane person running college football today, and we're blessed to have the commissioner we have within the Southeastern Conference, because he's trying to maintain the lifeboat as long as he can before he gets overwhelmed. But again, y'all guys have a great day and a great weekend.
Thank you, Harry. Big Ten Network is now on to Indiana, previewing Indiana football. Big story today. Big story today. Oh, boy. Not overly surprised at this. I thought there may have been an opportunity since it was known that even one of the teams had a chance not to play Michigan.
That's the part I never heard that part. Like, how did I?
I looked it up after Rico Beard told us about it last night. I honestly forgot about it.
So they were given the opportunity.
Michigan State was given the opportunity not to play Michigan
in 2023.
Yep. Because that by that point we had all known, and we certainly, of course, remember what has happened in a previous meeting. Wolverine Dan,
get it out. Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State. Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game. Unbelievable.
So what would have happened? Like, how does that go down if Michigan State
a forfeit?
So a forfeit for Michigan State?
Yeah.
So who would have been the winner of the game? Would it have been Michigan or Michigan?
It would have been Michigan State.
So wait, Michigan State would have been considered the winner, and Michigan would have took a loss because of the forfeit because the NCAA.
Well, no, because the conference. Remember, the Big Ten was doing the enforcement before the NCAA.
So here's another question. Don't know the answer to, which is why I'm asking. can the conference still come down and also make a?
Yeah, they can do what they want.
You know what I'm saying?
It is now there is a gentleman's agreement that the conferences have with the NCAA, but these are, even though there is an NCAA logo at the bottom, their first bylaws and the people they talk to are the conferences, these conferences.
So that's why I was curious about, can the NCAA or could, say, the Big Ten, if they really just wanted to hammer down, could they ask the NCAA for all of the stuff from their investigation and then open up an investigation themselves?
But they never talked to Harbaugh, and the evidence is that in a lake down by the river.
Need to drain the swamp. Just go ahead and drain it. I'm just curious about if the conference is able to do this, then why can't the conference now, since you definitely have more teams than Michigan and Ohio State, you've added Oregon, you know that they could be possibly in a college football playoff. You know Penn State is. So, there's 3 or 4 teams that could potentially still make the college football playoff, not named Michigan.
I played a little bit from the Big Ten Network and paused Bruce Feldman right in the middle of the deep analysis by the Big Ten Network. Here's a little bit more from Bruce Feldman.
The most damning thing that they could do is do a heavy financial punishment for Michigan, but also, you have the show causes. But let's be honest, Jim Harbaugh won his national title. He is happy in the NFL, and he's not coming back. I don't think Connor Stallions was ever going to be an option for somebody to hire in college football. So it's like, who can we punish? Sharon Moore. That's about it. And again, he's due to sit out a couple of games this season and the additional one they put on them next season. But I think the NCAA looked at this, and quite honestly, everybody else did, and go, look, it's time to wrap this up and move on.
The Sharon Moore show cause penalty is interesting because it's rare to see a sitting coach get a show cause. Bruce, let's clarify this. It really doesn't in any way affect his role in Ann Arbor, does it?
It doesn't. It's really more about who can. It feels more like almost like a probation, to be honest, because the show cause issue is it's set up to basically make somebody unhireable if they don't have a job. Sharon Moore has the job. He's already working there. And I think in a lot of ways to people, they saw Sharon Moore actually be the acting head coach in the games Jim Harbaugh was suspended when they won the national title. And those were big. Some of those were huge games. So I think going forward, it's the financial punishment that is the heaviest thing that the NCAA hit on Michigan. Obviously, it's not great to have Sharon Moore not be coaching a game as the head coach, but that's the punishment that's come with it. And again, the NCAA said that it called him out as well, that they were not cooperative with the process, as obviously Jim Harbaugh. They also mentioned Denard Robinson and obviously Stallions. So I think those are things that are definitely, they're wagging their finger at Michigan and some of those individuals. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's like this devastating punishment to Sharon Moore.
Bruce, I do want to touch on the financial aspect. There's not a concrete number in there because it is percentage of budget and other things that are to be determined. But in today's day and age of college football, where money at some universities seems endless, how much does this actually impact the athletic department of Michigan and the football team specifically?
I think it's a ding, but at the same point, I don't think it's like a devastating blow. This is Michigan. Michigan has more money than almost anybody when it comes to operating at a high level as a college athletic department. I don't think this is like crippling by any means. Especially when you're talking about how huge the Michigan endowment is related to what this punishment is probably going to be. So, I don't know how much the NCAA could really hammer Michigan. I think the best thing, if you're somebody who really took issue with everything and said, oh, this is the only reason why they were winning, then it's like, you can believe however you want to believe. I think just because of the Charlie Baker statement coming out of it, again, this is the head of the NCAA to say what he did after Michigan won the title. I think they were a little bit handcuffed on just how hard they can come down on them. And again, this has been a few years in the making, and they were punishing Michigan as it was going on.
Bruce, I know this is your focus.
Before we go to break, I wanted to I got a couple calls about a story that's kind of going around on X right now.
What am I missing?
I wanted to double check it, but from what I'm seeing, the answer is that this is a fake story. The question was if I had seen anything about Travis Hunter. So Travis Hunter's been apparently going to be most likely not going to play in the preseason game for the Jags. He was not in the walkthrough. They're saying it's kind of a precautionary measure. Well, then about a few hours ago, there's a story that is circulating on social media that his wife, that he has been married to for 5-10 minutes, is filing for divorce and is wanting a $40 million settlement.
Wow.
From what I am seeing, this is a fake story, that this is not actually true. Now, because at the moment, there's no reputable people that are talking about this or have any information on this.
I don't understand why we would talk about it. I even if that, folks that called in, I don't know why I would even call in about that.
Well, because it was more about the fact that he just signed a deal with a $46 million signing bonus. He married her before the NFL draft, and that a lot of people thought that she was gold digging and that she just wanted part of the contract.
Wow, there is a whole level to this. I never.
If you look her name up, she's enjoyed life is a good way of saying it. And so there's questions about
I love
motives.
love. I am a big believer in love, and I would like to believe, if you can find someone that makes you happy, then there is. Anyway.
Right. She does have a questionable past, so that's why this is a story. At least it has been for a good number. But if you put Travis Hunter in on X right now, you'll see two stories. He's been withheld from walkthroughs, and then this one. From what I am seeing right now, the divorce story is fake. The walkthrough story and him actually being held out as a precaution is true, but the divorce one, from what I'm seeing, is fake.
Well, we have 2 of our 3 stations will have a game for you here tonight, and that is Titans and Falcons squaring off tonight at Mercedes-Benz in the ATL. We'll dive into a little bit of that. Certainly your phone calls are welcome. It is the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Eric Fetty pitching today for the Atlanta Braves. He's a plus 101 underdog against Joey Cantillo and the Guardians minus 123. The total is 9. That number is shaded to the under at Progressive Field. NFL preseason football tonight. Tennessee Titans laying 3 at the Atlanta Falcons. 37.5 the total at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. NASCAR Truck Series tonight. Corey Hyman, Lane Riggs, a plus 330 co-favorites. Ty Majeski plus 370. Chandler Smith plus 550 to win at Richmond. Denny Hamlin, the 4-1 favorite to win tomorrow's Cup race. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at Your Home Window. Now is the time to take advantage of their huge end of summer sale and get ready for the fall. Right now, all windows are 35% off. All exterior doors are 40% off. Now you get the whole door, just the price is 40% off. And get this, 0% interest for 18 months, as in no interest, nada, none. As always, the estimates are free, as is the lifetime warranty. To make an appointment, go to yourhomewindow.com. That's yourhomewindow.com.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up. Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's for both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. Jefferson's, best place for sports, best place for wings. In Hampton Cove and our latest location, now open in New Market on Winchester Road.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Lake Gunnersville Ace Hardware is your locally owned and operated hardware store. We're not just about numbers, we're about helping neighbors, because our Ace Hardware store is part of your community. We're committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience. As the helpful hardware folks in your neighborhood, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Stop by and visit Lake Gunnersville Ace Hardware today, 1536 Blunt Avenue in Gunnersville.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the show is brought to you by the Orthopedic Center, where thousands of area residents have gotten world-class care from the Valley's most trusted and experienced group of orthopedic surgeons and medical specialists. So if you have an orthopedic problem and you're considering professional care, TOC is the only logical choice. Whether you have a work-related injury or got sidelined playing a sport you love, you need the best care, the best physicians, the best facility to get you back in a game. And I think you're going to agree that the Orthopedic Center is right for you.
Titans and Falcons. This is not the fight song for either of them. That's Florida. Is that the Florida Gators?
That is the Florida Gators, yes.
I heard way too much of that song back in the 90s. I still remember head ball coach saying, yep, not much of a rivalry. Hey, he was right. He was absolutely right, because Florida would just... There was a reason it was called the cocktail party. You needed some cocktails, because there was quite a few of. I've been to quite a few SEC stadiums. I've not been to Ben Hill Griffin, just simply because Georgia, Florida, and it's never Florida. Georgia, Florida plays in Jacksonville tonight. Though you've got Titans and Falcons. How much Cam do you want to see here tonight?
I want an entire half is what I'm wanting to see. But
because last week was it was 3 series. I think from what it was 2
series that he did.
Was it 2 series?
First series was almost, I believe, like a 3 and out, and then the second series is where he led the touchdown drive.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking.
Then he was done.
Yeah.
But now the second series just so happened to happen in the second quarter because the Bucs had the football for so long.
Yep.
I would love to see a full half, just because I want to see him I want to see him continue to have solid drives.
Yep.
But I also just want to see him with a knowledge of the playbook that's more than 5 or 6 plays. Like I want to see him be able to really kind of control that at least for a half of football. And then next week, do not play him a single snap.
Well, one thing that is not fake on X, simply because I know a couple of news reporters in the central Georgia area, is them. And there was a sports department, I want to say in Thomaston, Georgia, that announced that Michael Penix Jr. is not playing, but they did not type it out as Michael Penix Jr. not playing.
Now, in that person's defense, the S and the X are like right above each other.
Yeah.
On a keyboard.
So we're going to get a lot of Easton Stick going up here tonight.
Yeah. The you're not going to say on the air what was said, but yeah, you could see if you just Google.
That is not fake.
That is very
that
real.
actually happened, and that is not fake.
And somebody actually put that bottom third up and didn't
So
it didn't click.
The hammer of that joke is Junior right after the last, because nobody wants to have that.
No, you don't want to have a junior one. I mean, you absolutely don't. I mean, you definitely want to make sure that you are able to have a long drive and not such a short drive.
I'm glad we can talk about mature subjects here on the show. Speaking of mature, who's on hold?
That'd be the Philip.
Philip, what's going on?
Well, I can't help but notice the silence of somebody. And that would be one Wolverine Danica.
Ooh.
I propose right now, you don't ban him. Don't ban him. But he is banned from mentioning Michigan. Let me tell you something. 2 things have come out of Michigan that are worth a crap. That's Bob Seger and Mark Fidrich. And Mark Fidrich ain't even from there.
You're not going to put Eminem on that list? I mean,
no.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No. So Harbaugh should not even be allowed to coach. The national championship should be gone. What a disgrace. Tom Crybrady came from this place. This is why people don't respect the Cheatriots and Tom Crybrady, me being one of them. I don't think they're the GOAT. They were the greatest, whatever. They cheated their entire career. They cheated. It's an abomination. It's an abomination of sports, which is supposed to be played on a fair playing field. That's what sports is. When you cheat like this, you should be absolutely humiliated and discriminated against and thrown to the wolves. This is disgusting. It's absurd. This is absurd. We're talking about money. It's not about money. It's about you don't deserve the crap that you're promoting that you're so good at. You cheated to get it. If Michigan can keep their national championship, Mark McGuire should be in the Hall of Fame right now. This is stupid. Wolverine Danica, you suck. And I challenge you to come on the air and defend this crap from this team that you support. I'll tell you what, if my Dallas Cowboys ever act like this, I will do the same. I'll throw them under the bus. But you won't do it. You're going to sit there and shut your mouth and not call in and not own up to it because you suck. Your team sucks. Everything about you sucks. Call in and talk about running your fingers through people's hair and cutting their hair and your little whatever you want to talk about. But you cannot mention Michigan ever again. It's an abomination. It's an abomination to athletics.
Thank you, Philip. I wanted to get the deep breath in there. That's why I laid out.
It's the first time he didn't annoy me when he called.
I did hear him. For those of you listening in Nashville and Fayetteville, he did call in during the Blitz, But he did say, correct me if I'm wrong, at the end of it, that he wanted to be now known as Tiger Dan.
Yeah, he says if the Detroit Tigers win the World Series,
he said win.
Yeah,
win.
He also talked about the Lions winning the Super Bowl last year. So the thing about it is, and I told Dan this, the reason why he was like, this is the nothing burger. Why is everybody talking about it? Because he continued to want to use that phrase of nothing burger.
Cheated.
It's a nothing burger. Why is everybody talking about it?
Cheated.
Well,
Cheated.
it's because it shouldn't be a nothing burger, yet
Cheated.
obviously everybody in the NCAA has
cheated,
went against what seemed to be like the most hands down easy case. Like the SMU case may have only been the only case in NCAA history that was more of a open and shut case than what this was. And all they did is really just get fined a few opportunities to have some more official visits and $20 million. That's it.
So the other people that have come out of the state of Michigan that are worth noting to you, Philip, Thom Selleck was born in Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, he's brought something.
That great Chimichi Dragon.
Yeah.
That's the one I go with, not the Magnum PI.
No, Magnum PI.
No,
Higgins and
not Three Men and a Little Baby or Three Men and a Little Lady. Loved those
Which,
movies.
by the way, I watched Hangover the other day.
Yeah.
And the fact that they casually talk about that when they're walking down to Heather Graham's.
Yes.
It's a movie with three people. Thom Selleck's in it.
Yeah.
That always gets me.
Do they bring up the ghost? Do they bring up the ghost in the movie? Like as in Hangover? I think I've watched that scene 1,000 times.
Yeah.
The little ghost kid that's right behind the curtain.
Gilda Radner is from Michigan. Boy, she was really funny back in the day. Jack Parr, the original host of The Tonight Show. He's from Michigan. Seth Meyers. I don't watch. I cannot tell you the last time I watched any late night. That for me, actually. So I'm 51 years old. My generation, I'm telling you, it was a thing watching Johnny Carson.
Absolutely.
It was. And then if my dad let me stay up, I would then get to watch a little bit of Letterman afterwards. And that was, I mean, I'm telling you, those were good nights when you had a chance to watch a little bit of Letterman back in the day when he'd have, he would do some stuff back in the day. But I cannot tell you the last time I've watched any late night program.
No, it's even.
And I'm not taking a shot at any of the guys that are currently hosting. I'm just telling you my habits are different.
Well, and even with an SNL. Like the only times I ever watch SNL is
the 50-year thing got me a little bit, and I watched a little bit more than I've watched in quite some time.
I love the concept of SNL. I love the idea. The movie that was made about SNL is absolutely tremendous.
I have not seen that.
It is so
It's about the first year,
good.
right?
It's about the first episode.
Okay.
It is literally about how the very first episode happened. And about how like leading up to it, just one random thing that's not as important to the story.
Carlin was a host, right?
Yes. Like they have in the actors,
and he had like 2 monologues in it, I think.
Well, the weird thing about it was for me is that this is probably one of the first movies that I watched, which was like a biopic about people that I grew up actually watching in some capacity. Like somebody's portraying Chevy Chase. There's somebody portraying Dan Aykroyd. There's somebody portraying Carlin. Like there's some people, like they're actual people that I remember. And so I'm comparing them to the real life stuff, which normally I don't ever do. And the people that played Chevy Chase, that guy was tremendous. The guy that played Dan Aykroyd, like they were all so great. A lot of those guys, there's a lot of stories about how they went to the actual people and talked to them about their characters just to try to get it down. That was amazing. Like even the whole buildup of they were still building the stage as people were coming in, like people were coming in for the very first show. Like they're still building the stage going up to it. It's a great show, but SNL itself, I'll just watch a clip that pops up on my Facebook videos or up on TikTok or something like that. Like I'll never watch, I never go, ooh, SNL's on. Let me turn it over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Some other notables out of the state of Michigan, Ed McMahon What we were just talking about there with Johnny Carson.
Boy, I always wanted him to knock on my door.
Tell me about it.
I always wanted him to knock, man.
James Lipton was from
the Ice-T company?
No. James Lipton was inside the Actors Studio. I don't know if you remember that show.
It sounds like the basis for the My Two Ferns or Between Two Ferns.
A little. It is
kind of the thought I have.
It's loosely based on that, but
yeah.
Lipton was more serious.
Is he the one that says true or false? If you were the one that was built into this company, what would you be doing?
Well, he would end with like a 5-question little back and forth. Anyway, Casey Kasem is from Michigan.
Shaggy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And let's see here. Who else? Of course, Tim Allen.
Loved snow.
Yeah. And
massive guy at the Powder, man. He just loved going skiing.
So there's a few good things that have come out of Michigan. Dan Campbell is also, he is from
kneecap biter.
He is from Michigan. So there's a few good things that have come out of Michigan. But that was a kind of an all-time rant there from Philip. So that's why I just let him do his thing. We'll see whether or not Danica will call into the program.
So far, we have a line open 256-576-977 if a retaliation would like to happen in the next 10 minutes.
You got it. Let's take our final break. We'll be back.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Thom Abraham here for my friend Mike Owen at Owen Home Appliance Center. You know it's hot outside, so cool down with an upright or chest freezer in stock at Owen Home Appliance Center. And don't let those beverages get hot. Get an under-counter ice machine with a built-in pump for just $12.99. Or how about a fridge out by the pool or in the garage for extra cold drinks? You can get a scratch and dent 18-cubic-foot refrigerator for just $3.49 while supplies last. Go to OwenAppliance.com to learn more. That's OwenAppliance.com.
16 teams.
Yes! The Rebels recover it! It is a touchdown, Alabama.
One goal.
My goal is a national championship, to win the SEC championship, to win the national championship.
This is the battle for Atlanta.
Touchdown! Dogs are SEC champions!
Now through August 21st. Join us each day as we preview the 2025 SEC football season. Only on your home for SEC football.
Check out the battle for Atlanta each Saturday morning here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
You've been paying on that life insurance policy for years, but maybe you don't really need it anymore, or it's gotten a bit too expensive. Well, before you just let it expire, let Neighbors Insurance Solutions share with you some alternatives that you haven't considered. Don't throw away something that still may have great value for you. If you want to learn more about what Neighbors Insurance Solutions can do for you, call 256-763-7693. A death benefit could be a life benefit. Learn more at 256-763-7693.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too. Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer. She's on the honor roll. She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by my friend Ross Roberts and his crew down at Valley Equipment Rental. You know they got two locations. They got the one out on the North Parkway. You can see some of the big stuff they've got up there, the big track hoe excavators. They have got the mid-size excavators. They got dozers up there as well. And then, of course, on the South Memorial Parkway, you can find everything else that they have as well. It's Valley Equipment Rental. Contractors, homeowners, it's for everybody. Valley Equipment Rental. Two locations, North and South Parkway.
Big Ten Network is breaking down Illinois still. They're breaking down Illinois football way more than the news of the day of Michigan, still your national champs.
It's a nothing burger.
I'll tell you what is a tasty burger is the fine folks over at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. You can get $50 right now for just $25. Gave one to Joe. He's going to enjoy his later. I'm enjoying mine right now, but I went on and got myself a zone deal this morning. You can as well, and enjoy $50 of the Furniture Factory's food for just $25. Easy as that. Let's talk to Wolverine Dan. Oh, he didn't call in either.
No,
he didn't call in either.
No. And again, I do agree with him. It is a nothing burger because nothing happened.
Yeah.
And I think that he's looking at it from one way or the other of, well, nothing happened, then why should we be talking about it? And it's because nothing happened.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that in 2025, again, you can't get in trouble for NIL or paying players or anything like that now.
Yeah.
But this would be something that you could get into real trouble about. And I think that also a lot of people are curious that if it wasn't that Block M, would something have happened? Because Michigan brings you in a lot of money because it brings in a lot of eyes to any game that they're affiliated with.
As open as Michigan was, the fact that Jim Harbaugh did not make himself available made me think of the possibility that the NCAA would actually, but turning it around as soon as Charlie Baker took over, he went and said, yeah, this is a legitimate national championship. How did he know that at that point? So even when Charlie Baker said that when it happened, it's almost as if the NCAA couldn't do too much.
So just a few seconds ago, one headline says one Michigan coach who had his name dragged through the mud was cleared by the NCAA on Friday.
Who's that?
Which was Chris Partridge.
Oh.
He retweeted that and said, #blessed.
Wow. I did notice Josh Pate tweeted something about this, and Connor Stallions, I don't know if it was the real Connor Stallions, tweeted a reply back to Josh Pate, and Josh replied, well, I guess this is the world I'm living in now, of Connor Stallions replying to my tweet.
It absolutely is. And at the same time, they are giddy. And I mean, they as in anybody associated with this is giddy. Is the money thing a big deal? Yes. Like for a Jim Harbaugh who's already on a 4 season show cause and now has 10 more years added to that. Like, okay, yes, if you ever truly want to come back to college football, not really going to happen until you are basically 1 foot in the grave. Like that's the kind of thing for him. But the problem with this is that they're like, we did this.
Yeah.
We got our ring. We got every bit of the money that's associated with this. We have all of the ripple down effect as far as NIL and everything else that comes with winning a national championship, the facilities that we get to add to, all the money that's coming into the program, and nothing happened to us. Nothing.
Connor Stallions was a defensive analyst at Michigan from May of 22 to October of 23. And since then, he has been the defensive coordinator at Mumford High School in the Detroit area.
Here, his sons have some really good music.
And
got you, didn't it?
Offensive coordinator for Bellevue High School. That was last year.
Wait, Bellevue?
But
like in Tennessee, Bellevue? He started coaching at Smyrna High School.
Really?
Yes. If you go look at his coaching history, Connor Stallions was at Smyrna like in the early 2000s.
Really?
Yes.
It only goes back to his time at Navy as a student coach in 2013 to 2017. That's interesting. That is going to wrap us up here. I hope I don't have to be here Monday, but if you are of the praying type, I've certainly said a prayer for Thom as well, as he's getting a new battery in for his pacemaker. It's only minor surgery when it's happening to somebody else. All right? I hope I don't talk to you on Monday. Have a good week.
This is SportsCenter.